searching for something, a new way, a new understanding, a connection, some comfort. You've got questions, and Light on Living puts the spotlight on all the answers so you can shine. Lift and lighten the load of life's challenges and learn simple and easy ways to live a healthy, happy life. You'll gain insight and start to see things in a new way that motivates you. You're invited to hear new, see different, and feel more as Lisa shines the light on living.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Light on Living. I'm Light Coach Lisa, holistic nutritionist and life coach, helping to lighten the load of life's challenges. Today is such an interesting, now usually I say fun and all that exciting kind of stuff, but today really is interesting topic to me, if not elusive. And I say that because, you know, I'm not going to say that we toss around the word soul here and there, but I often think, what do I really know about the soul? What is a soul? What is my soul? Where is it? All these kind of things. But even more so, how would we even offer love and nurturing to our souls? And how do we even know if it needs one? We think, does our soul need love? Like, do you wake up one day and say, yeah, I'm feeling like I need a little love to my soul? And so I've met this fabulous, interesting, creative, joy-filled woman who has just done like a tremendous amount in her life, and she seems so light still, which is amazing. That's the best part, is to feel light. And we've got her here, and I'm going to tell you all about her in a second. But what I love what she does is she offers a safe and sacred place for one to really go in and break free from their old belief systems, patterns, and conditioning, and discover who they were born to be. And when I kind of read that line about her, I thought, wait a second. Is that where those things are? They're in the soul? Are my belief systems in the soul? My patterns in the soul? My conditioning? And if they are, maybe that's when I know that I need to offer my soul some love and some, just a safe place. So I have Alena Chapman with me. Now, she is the creator of a bazillion things, but she's not just a coach. She's not just a thought leader. She is a soul nurturer. That's what she's known as, like a soul nurturer. How fun. And her company is Chapman Institute. She works with clients to identify what they really want to achieve in life. Alena is a 2-time international bestseller, has more than 30 years of deep study with Bob Proctor and Dr. Wayne Dyer, like that's cool, and has created a truly remarkable community on Facebook, Savvy Sisterhood. And if anybody wants to join, we're going to put out an invitation to you. So, I'm going to go on and on a little bit more about her, but I do want to let you know that her book, there's 2 books, but the one book I thought was really, they're both amazing titles, but You Can't Escape from a Prison If You Don't Know You're in One. Like, really, everybody think about that. If you can't escape if you don't know. And so I'm hoping, and I'm going to invite Alena on right now to share with us exactly all that. But let's just give her first a warm welcome right away. So hello, Alena. I'm so happy to have you here.
Oh, hello, Lisa. I am so happy to be here. Very, very happy. You're very, like, when I was reading more, like, I just know you from the light side and the happy side, and then I started diving in about, I didn't know all this stuff, and then I read it, and I went, oh my gosh, she is such a light, bright soul. You're not heavy at all. Oh.
But you've been through some heavy stuff, and you deal with heavy stuff.
Yes,
and
I have.
Yeah, and yeah. I'm gonna start right there, because I didn't know, and you'd never know it, because you really are just light. And a soul nurturer.
Thank you.
You're welcome,
yeah.
and thank you.
A soul nurturer. Yeah.
Tell us what that is, and why. Where does that come from?
A soul nurturer? Oh
yeah.
my gosh. Well, I was coined a soul nurturer. I had never really thought about it, but people started coining that way, and I think what it comes from is because I help people, first of all, to train their thoughts so that when they train them, they can slowly get rid of the ones that don't serve them. But in the meantime, while they're training these thoughts, they're starting to get an idea, because I show them how to tap into that divine inner self. Now, that divine inner self, we have energy. We're all made up of energy. Now, whether you call that a soul, or you call it yourself, or you call it your inner self, it is all the same. It's that divine place that Maya Angelou said that you do not let anyone trod on. It is something you keep sacred. So that is your being. That is your true, authentic being in you. And that's what I help people tap into.
Okay, here's a question. Let me see here. Is it just because you can kind of like wipe away the crap around things and just see the true light of somebody, and then you help guide them there?
Well, yeah. I can see when I hear the crap, I love that. And it is crap. That's what it is. So you coined it perfectly. But it is that, it's all that, because we get so caught up in stuff that is crap, trivial. I can't because of this. I can't because of that. I can't do because of this. I'm not worthy. I just have never been there. I'm scared. I'm this, I'm that. And that is all crap, folks. That's all crap, because those are all limiting. And the truth is, when you tap into your divine self, when you feel it, and I'll give you an exercise for all of you to start doing that, is that you'll see our energy is two things. The soul is two things. It wants greater expression and greater growth. It wants to create and it wants to grow. Those are the two things it wants to do, create and grow, because it's energy. Energy is always looking to grow, and your soul always wants to create. So all these limitations that we say, that we can't, that we're scared, that we're not worthy, that we don't deserve it, it puts our divine self into a tiny box. And that's when we start living in our prison. Because your soul, your energy cannot be confined. It is unhappy when it's confined. It is miserable when it's confined. And it's not why we are here on this earth.
Oh, my goodness. You wrapped that up in that is actually, you know what? So energy and soul, let's say, two things. They want to create, they want to grow. So, oh my gosh, I totally get what you're saying. So when the language of somebody else is coming to you and says, I can't do that, I'm scared to do this, I'm not valuable enough to do that, or they're confining themselves, then you go, aha, you are not, yes, I get what you're saying now. And then you go, I need to nurture that part of the soul that says that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, that's the soul. And so my job is to help you to open up to that.
So how did you reconcile?
To get rid of those ideas eventually, yeah.
Yes. And that's the thing is when I first started talking about saying you've been through some heavy stuff, and the title of the book said, can you escape from prison if you don't know you're in one? So let's say they're confined. I love that you said the word, prison earlier, and confined. So you yourself were confined in a situation, but did you know, and is it how did you obviously had to find out somehow, so how did you know?
I did, and for everyone out there, it was a marriage that was, got terrible. I mean, it was just not good. It was a very cold, limiting marriage where I lost my identity. I lost my identity in it, simple as that. But I didn't know it. I knew I was frustrated, but I didn't know it until one day I was driving down a country road, and I knew I was sad. Well, some people even said, can I say the word, that I was turning into a bitch.
Yes. Okay. Anger.
So, because I wasn't happy. But I was driving down a country road, and things had just gotten to a point where I didn't know what to do. And I pulled over on the side of the road. It was a beautiful day. And I looked up at the sky, and I said to God and the universe, I said, I want to be happy. I want a happy life. And it got louder and louder until I was saying to God, I'm not going to settle for anything else. I want to be happy. That was the very first step. And I'll tell you what, when you make that firm decision, then it doesn't matter about the limiting thoughts, because you've got that firm decision. And the universe says, all right, Alena, you want that? It is coming to you. And the next day I went into a bookstore, and I swear there was this little pamphlet book that said How to Have a Happy Life.
Oh, my goodness.
That was a sign. And that's how things happen. And before I know it, teachers are coming into my life in all these weird ways, people to teach me the tools on how to create that happiness and learning how that happiness has to come from within me and how to access it. So
I love that you said that. It's from within you. Exactly.
It is. It's not out here. It's inside you. But if you're filling it with all the stuff of life and the things that you can't do and what people tell you and what you're following what people tell you and the frustration and the anger, you can't find it. There's too much, like you said, crap. And you've got to learn how to train that crap to step aside, and so that you can at least get a glimpse. And then when you get a glimpse, that's when you can start to say, okay, this thought doesn't serve me. I don't really need this thought anymore. And this one I'm going to put on a shelf for a little while and think about it, but it's not going to bother me for 5-15 minutes right now. And you can start to control how you think. And it's not that hard, folks. It's not that hard. It's just learning how to take. You're the master of your thoughts. You're not the servant.
You just gave me this visual of a teacher who has like a class full of little kids. So, and they all were lining up at a desk, and one's just bouncing around a line waiting and causing trouble, and the other one is really, studious and ready to go, and the other one, you're not quite sure, but each one comes, you got to deal with and say, okay, you need to go over here and do this. You need to go over here, like to manage your thoughts, almost like,
Yes.
Alena, you mentioned.
That's actually great.
Isn't it fun? I like that. You said a word, and it really, obviously it's bringing something up for me because we're going to talk about, and it's funny because I've never said the word crap on air before, so that's a big word. So when we were going under that category, you said the word trivial, and that one really, so I get annoyed, and I'm harshly judged. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so trivial. Why is this wasting my time? And I actually get a little judgy and that B word on it. But so could you? I just want to go on to that word trivial. Could you highlight some things that people, including myself or yourself, that we might focus too much on trivial things and allow it to take up room in our soul?
Oh my God. Yes. First, we do that all the time. And as women, we do this wonderful thing of keeping ourselves so busy. And I do mean that. And yes, are we all busy? Oh gosh. Lisa, I'll tell you, am I busy? Oh, yes. I'm a single mom of 3 boys. I have a business that's thriving. I'm doing that. I have a mother who needs to be cared for. Yes, I understand busy. But women are so good at creating busyness. And a lot of times we create business so that we don't have to deal with what we don't want to deal with. And maybe that's the dream that's dying, or it's the marriage that's not doing well, or it's kids who are suddenly out of control. And we will suddenly do this busy trick. I've seen it over and over and over. You got to stop. And yes, everything is important, but you've got to stop and prioritize. And when you prioritize, then you're starting to deal with things in a way that you're ready for, that you can do. And you're not just hiding behind busyness. That's the first thing you do. And those are trivial things. Dropping the clothes off at the cleaners is trivial. You know what I mean? You can do that any part of the day.
Yeah.
Vacuuming the house. Believe it or not, I like to clean too, but that's trivial.
Yeah.
Okay,
you're freaking me out.
But they are.
I just love. Okay, so I didn't even know where you were going to. Honestly, I did not know where you were going to go with trivial. I was actually looking for guidance, and you have just helped me out in such a tremendous way because you used the word prioritize, and then you didn't stop there because we all have heard the word prioritize. But you just said the magical ingredient thing for me is when you prioritize something, it's really is what are you ready for? Oh my gosh, Alena, you just that's amazing. Because what can I handle? Maybe I can only handle vacuuming right now, but I can't clean the whole house. Maybe I can. So that's small. Right. But I love that you said that because sometimes people go, well, I don't know how to prioritize because maybe everybody else is more important than me. Maybe this and that. I don't. So I love that you actually identified that, and I think that if you could touch on, that's a paradigm. And we can get stuck.
It's all belief.
Can you touch on that?
Yeah.
What a paradigm is and how people get stuck?
I'll take a paradigm. I call it an old belief, but it's both. Bob Proctor calls it a paradigm, and I learned that. And Wayne Dyer calls it an old belief, and Marianne Williamson calls it the Spherical Side. So I adopted all of them because I'm all the same folks.
Yeah.
And it is the side of you that are old beliefs, and they lodge in your subconscious mind, and it makes sense. We learn from the time when we are 1 to about 6 to 8 years old. We are sponges. We've learned everything we see goes lodging in there. And so the relationships, how we relate to the world. Are we a good kid? Are we not? Do we feel secure? Do we not? We learn that things, what is good, what's bad. And we start to form our ideas about ourselves and our world. Then even when we're older, we get an experience. How many of us, if you're a woman or a man, and you dated somebody who was just a narcissist or awful, well, I'm never going to date again. Well, good luck with that one. But that narcissist idea is stuck in there. When we get an experience, we stick it in there, and we're wary. Or if we were betrayed, we stick it in there. And then every time we get into a new relationship, folks, if we were betrayed, then we even, I even have worked with a woman who, it wasn't even her, this is interesting, it wasn't even her experience that formed the old belief. It was her mother. And yet she just learned from her mother that all men were cheaters. So when she had a wonderful man in her life, this is what it does to you folks.
Wait. Don't tell us yet, because we're gonna hold on and save that little bit of excitement about what happens when you hold an old belief. Okay, so when we get back from commercial, what happens when you hold an old belief, and how can it damage your life? Oh, that sounded so scary. Okay, in 2 minutes.
The best of the holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Humanity Healing International is a small nonprofit with a big dream. Since 2007, HHI has been working tirelessly to bring help to communities with little or no hope. Our projects are not broad mandates, nor are they overnight solutions, but they bring the reassurance that no one is alone and that someone cares. To learn more, please visit humanityhealing.org. Humanity Healing is where your heart is.
My name is Victor Furman. Some call me the Voice. I've always been fascinated with human nature, spirituality, science, and the crossroads at which they meet. Join me Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern on OMTimes Radio, and we'll explore these topics and so much more on Destination Unlimited.
Welcome back to the Cat Show. Up next, we have Nico. Nico is a member of the Shelter Pet Group.
That's right. A group known especially for their sunspot sleeping, ball chasing, leg rubbing, and of course, companionship. Just look how she struts.
It's like she owns the place.
And see how she curls up and cuddles her person.
The pitch on her purring is simply perfect.
Nice one.
Fantastic cat. But really the best way to know an amazing shelter pet like Nico is to meet one.
Visit theshelterpetproject.org today. Adopt.
Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Well, thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us here on Light on Living. We are here with Alena Chapman, and she's an author, speaker, coach, and entrepreneur, and she has dedicated her life to helping others discover their true desires and create happy, fulfilling lives. And one of those things that can certainly hold us back from that fulfilling life that we all are in search for is getting stuck in these these old paradigms and these old, what we'd call them, old beliefs and patterning. And sometimes when they do get stuck, they really wreak havoc on our entire lives. And so Alina was just explaining to us what can happen to us when that happens. And then we'll dive into what we can do. But you were sharing about this one particular woman who, and then I'm going to let you go from there. What was the story? Share that little bit of a story we can recap.
Oh, sure. This woman came to me. She was actually in my class, and she told me she was getting a divorce. And I said, oh, I'm so sorry. Why is that? She started to tell me, oh, he was a cheater. Okay, so that's fine and dandy. But during the class, she started to discover that he actually wasn't a cheater. And she discovered when she really found out where that old belief, that old paradigm was, where it came from, it wasn't even hers. She had never had any person cheat on her, but her mother had. And she grew up learning that men were cheaters. And this wonderful man that she had in her life, she was creating havoc because she would call his work and accuse the women of having an affair. She was just making his life horrid, and he couldn't stay married. Now, fast forward, but I want you to see how she took an old belief, took a wonderful situation, and actually started to create the belief in a wonderful situation where that belief did not exist. Wow. That's what old beliefs and paradigms do. But once she learned that she was seeing things through really distorted glasses, and she could take the glasses off, she saw how much this man loved her, and he was not a cheater. And now they are still married, and now they have 3 kids. And
oh my gosh!
We do this every day. We do this every day. We allow an old belief to come in and alter the decisions we make for our life.
So
and
this would make it.
Do that,
but that would make it really tricky to know if that old belief. So, because you've written a book and it's out now called The Prison Effect. I was going to ask you, how do I, like, say I wake up and I'm making my choices based on my beliefs. How do I know if those are yucky ones, like hurtful, harmful, false ones, or helpful, supportive, good ones?
You know, when you start tapping into the divine, and you do that by what I'm going to tell you, just noticing, you will understand. It's really very plain. Like if you're getting up in the morning, and a lot of people get up in the morning with feeling nervous. Some will just kind of reach over and put their forehead in their hand and think, I don't want to do this. That is a sign that you are not making the right choices for your life, that you're putting your divineness in a box, and you're just doing what the world thinks you should do, or you think you should do. There's also, if you find that during the day you don't even smile, a person who lives from their divine side, who's really living their purpose and their mission, they smile. They really have this inner joy, this light that just shines. And there's an excitement in the day. And they see things that some people don't even see. Like they will look up at the sky and see the beauty. They will see the beauty in another person. But a person who is dealing with letting the paradigms or the old beliefs hold them back, or they're not satisfied, they're just kind of living through the habits and what they think they should be and do, they won't see that. In fact, they'll have a judgment. They'll start judging people. They'll start being, why can that person do that? Why does that person dress that way? Meaning, I don't dare do that. You know, they start putting a negativism on things. They don't see the beauty as much. They don't want to live happily. They don't want to feel that creativity. Do you see? They don't want to.
Is it because they're hurting? It hurts too much. Or
it hurts. It hurts. And it also breaks out of a mold that they're very comfortable. You get very comfortable. My gosh, I was always comfortable. After school, or when you drop the kids off for school, all the mothers would get together and we would talk. And we would do that before we got on with our day. I used to love this until I learned it was so negative. And when I got into my car, I didn't feel like doing anything else. I felt negative. I didn't feel good. And we don't even realize that this is putting a hamper on things. then when I started to realize that this was happening, I went into the group and I tried to put a positive spin, and see how that would do.
How did that go?
Yeah, and well, you know what? There were some that said, I don't like this, but there were others who said, I really like this.
Aww.
And those people would stay and talk to me. The other ones went away. But who needs the negative?
Right.
And the people who stayed to talk with me, after we were done talking, we all felt invigorated. We all felt good. We all got on to our day and started accomplishing things in a good way. There's little differences that we do that we don't even realize that we can do to change and really start to celebrate life. And then that releases the goodness in us.
You have that as such. Oh goodness, you couldn't have brought up the most perfect story really to support that, because there are many people who right now know about the groups they get into on a Friday night, or the book club, or the coffee club, or the kids club, all those things.
Gosh, yeah.
And you're so right, because are those that we're coming together to gossip, to judge, to or let each other's own limitations continue to be such? And I love that you did that. And I have a question, because you've created something called Savvy Sisterhood, and I want to know now, because I'm part of it, and I'm so grateful, and I want everybody to be a part of it. Did you create that because, do you think that had an influence because of your after-school club?
Oh, actually, I started Savvy Sisterhood for a couple of reasons. One of the main ones, a lot of women tell me, oh, no, women stab you in the back. And they have this experience that women are deceitful. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what is that? And so during the toughest time in my life, it was women that stood beside me. It was women who were strong. It was women who would even deal with some of the stuff I was dealing with, just knowing me. And yet they stayed and they helped. And I learned to think to myself, women can be so supportive. And we are so strong if we give ourselves a chance. If we believe in ourselves, or we have something bigger than ourselves that we are dealing with, then the strength comes out. And so I developed Savvy Sisterhood because I wanted a community that women could grow and feel confident and believe in their own voice and believe in who they are and their dreams. And so I formed Savvy Sisterhood online. And what it does, it is a community of women that are all interested in this. And they don't backbite and they don't stab, but they do support and they love and they want to grow together. I mean, and we've got women from all walks of life. I know one woman, oh my gosh, she's developed a mop that's now in superstores, in supermarkets everywhere, and Walmart and on QVC and everything else. She's in the group, and yet I have friends who are dealing with being a caregiver, and they're wondering, how do I also do my dream? And I've got others who are traveling the world. We come from everywhere, but we have in common that we want to grow stronger, and we want to unite, and we want to help each other grow and support. And that's why I have Savvy Sisterhood.
Well, that is absolutely beautiful. It feels like, remember, we started out talking about what the two things that a soul and energy wants to do is create and grow, and it sounds like that's what you've created this online community for, is for women to create and grow. Yeah. So I was thinking, oh my goodness, this is new. Just because there's just so much. Now, I just want to ask you, what is the difference between the Savvy Sisterhood and the Alina Chapman Institute? Are they two different? They're two different.
Oh, yeah. Well, they are not really. I mean, Savvy Sisterhood is within the Chapman Life Institute.
Okay.
But that's my company. And what I do, but I also have, I have masterminds, I have programs break free where you learn the tools to create your happiness, to learn how to control these thoughts. That's an online course or a downloadable course. I have the books, I have the grateful journals, I have the meditations, I have the becoming of, I have bunches of stuff. But it's all it's all for the ultimate goal of you starting to train the thoughts and start to listen what's more important inside you, your real truth. And do Do we have time for a quick exercise I can give them so that they can get it?
My goodness, we have. Yes, we're only halfway through the show, and there is an exercise, and I was going to ask you if you'd like to do that. Sure, absolutely.
Well, I'll do a little exercise, and then we can talk about the benefits of that if you like.
Okay.
They won't understand it at first. No one does.
Oh, great. Okay. Well, there's 7 minutes now. Well, you've got enough time to go into before commercial, and then we can talk about it after? Like, do the exercise in 7 minutes?
Well, how about if I give the process?
Yes.
Give the process, and then we can talk. Would that be okay?
That's awesome.
I'm not running the show. You are.
We're co-creating. Okay. Let's do it.
We're co-creating. I love it. That's good. Okay. So create a sacred space in your home or outside. And this is a space that you're going to claim as your place, okay? That's how it starts. And then you can decorate it any way you want. Like if I'm inside, I put candles and everything. Outside, I let nature do the work. But this is it, guys, right here. When you go to that sacred space, I want you to take your finger and I want you to go to north, east, south, west, and north, and create a giant circle around it. And then that is with a white light. And then you stand on the outside and you say this: no worry, doubt, or fear shall enter here. And you whoosh that worry, doubt, and fear away. No worry, doubt, or fear shall enter here. And you whoosh it away. And then when you feel ready, you enter the circle and your sacred space. Okay?
I'm writing that down.
And
no worry, doubt, or fear shall enter here, and then you push it away.
You push it away. And you're actually planning your thoughts, because if you're in that circle is yours. You can meditate, you can journal, you can dream, you can do anything you want in that circle, but without worry, doubt, or fear. And if you do feel worry, doubt, or fear, you step outside the circle and you say again, this is my break. Worry, doubt, and fear. You have to go away, and you push it away. And you never get mad. You're just training your thoughts. And then you step inside and you're allowing your soul to speak. Through the meditation, through the journaling, through the dreams, you're starting to open up to your soul without the worry, doubt, and fear even coming near you. And that's the secret of the sacred space.
Oh, is it called the secret of the sacred space?
I just call it the sacred space. The secret is, you don't realize, a lot of people don't realize that when they don't have the worry, doubt, and fear, then they'll start hearing the whispers of their soul. That they'll start hearing the creation. Just journal writing, just writing. All of a sudden, your soul, you'll start coming out. You'll have to go back and read. You'll think, I don't remember writing that. Or when you're in a meditation, your pictures are clear without any kind of negativism coming in. You're allowed to let it go. You're allowed to let your imagination soar. And in just doing things like thinking about your dreams, my gosh, they have no limits in this sacred space. Because this is your place without worry, doubt, or fear. And you can start to see how your soul wants to grow and create. You can start to really experience what life could be like without worry, doubt, and fear.
I'm looking at each word about taking fear. Fear is usually of judgment or failure. Doubt is usually about the ability, failure. And worry is just like that you won't have the resources sometimes or the time. Yeah. And it's so funny because you know what? If you literally take those words and take those things out, you really can do anything. Like that's an anything.
Yeah.
And there's something that I love that's a really neat circle and like that exercise to do. I know that it's maybe not every day that I do this, but I'll tell you it's many times. And I remember I did this for so long, and I would maybe share with a couple friends. And this is an interesting thing I was going to ask you. So for me, every day or almost every day, I brainstorm literally from start to finish a business idea. It could be the most silliest thing, like literally putting a dog, a picture of your, like your. Nothing necessarily, but just to run with it. And it's not that you have to do or want to do, but it's a creative juices. And that I've done even in my head going, what if we put a picture of our pets on an actual ball, like the picture of your dog, and it's on the ball, and then maybe if you throw another dog might recognize that dog, and then they're friends. You know what I mean? Like, just go crazy with your idea, and no judgment.
No, fantastic.
No, and the thing is that you can journal, and maybe at the end of the year, 365 days, let's say you had 100 of them. You know what? It doesn't mean that you're a failure because you didn't do any of them. It doesn't mean that it wasn't good enough and that's not why it came. It's that you were just being creative and fun and walking through these processes of what, who cares? It's possible, right?
That's exactly right. And when you're starting first, you're just starting to get the creative juices going. You got to think. And I'll do another exercise later that can help you with that. But you've got to think, what gave the Wright brothers the idea to make a plane that flies?
Yeah,
what gave
we did.
to harness electricity so we all have electricity and lights now? What made him think of that? It was imagination. What made Steve Jobs think that you could hold a computer in your hand?
Yeah.
It was imagination. And it was a crazy idea. Don't you think that these people were told they were nuts? Don't you think the Wright brothers were told, oh, well, look at those two over there. What do they think? They think they can lift a body up into the air? Come on. Seriously?
Yeah.
People just didn't see it. They were crazy, crazy ideas. And so, putting a picture of a dog, a friend dog on the ball, would another dog recognize it? I did test it. But it's silly? No. It makes, you don't know. It makes it companionship. When you're out of the house, they get this ball with their friend's picture on it. They might really like that, and it might stop dogs from tearing up the house. You don't know, but it's an idea.
It's an idea.
You can take any idea, and if there is a need, and you have the knowledge to do it, and there's a hard place to replace the product or yourself, you just fulfilled the law of compensation, which rules the world.
Oh, I love those. When we come back after this commercial, that is one thing I want to touch on, the law of compensation, and because that's an interesting one, but also too because there's so many more fun exercises for us to grow and have these ideas and just nurture our soul. So when we come back,
I love it. I love it. Sure.
The best of holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Ascending Hearts is no ordinary dating site, but a spiritual dating site with a purpose, to link you with your soulmate. We engineer the serendipity so you can trust that you will attune with someone that has the same matching vibration as you. Ascending Hearts, the conscious dating site for the spiritually aware. Try Ascending Hearts for free. AscendingHearts.com.
Grab a cup of tea or a glass of wine and tune in for Inspired Conversations with publisher Linda Joy on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern. Linda creates sacred space for leading female luminaries, empowering authors, heart-centered female entrepreneurs, coaches, and healers. A soulful venue where guests openly share the fears and obstacles they've overcome, wisdom and lessons learned, and the personal journey that led them to the transformational work they do in the world. Inspired Conversations to empower you on your path to authentic, soulful living.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Alrighty, as we move into our final little section, which still is 20 minutes, so we have lots of time, we are here with Alena Chapman. I'm going to spell her name because I know many of you right now are going, I got to look her up and I want to join Savvy Sisterhood, which is on Facebook. So her name is Alena, and then Chapman, Chapman. So I definitely want people to be able to find you there. And so it's Alena Chapman, but she's also the Soul Nurturer. And I truly believe that. I feel that from you. And I just love how you've just captivated my attention on this whole thing about if I was unsure what my soul was or how it worked or, all these things, that it wants to do these two things, which is to create and grow. And sometimes as many people say, okay, so I've got the soul in me, and when it's unhappy or not creating or growing, I'm unhappy. And if it's not growing and expanding and creating, then I'm making bad decisions on da-da-da-da. So does the law of compensation, because I think that's what you said there, does the law of compensation at all come into play to give us evidence that we're on the right path in any way?
That's a very good question. So we're talking entrepreneur, okay, more than anything else. Okay. Because that's the law of how to receive money. Compensation is money or reward.
Yes.
So if we're talking about that, if we're on the right track, mostly, yes. If you are following those three things, like I said, first of all, that you have this idea and it's how is it going to serve people in some way, because that's what an entrepreneur does. Mm-hmm. And then number two, do you have the knowledge to do it, or can you gain the knowledge to do it? Notice I said gain. It doesn't mean you have to start knowing how. Let's use your ball, okay, with a dog picture on it. If we wanted to make this ball with a dog picture on it, it doesn't mean I have to know how to make a ball. But I'm going to do my research and find out how to make this ball and who's going to manufacture it, that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So that's the second thing. You don't have to know right away. It will come. And then third, how hard is it to replace this product on the in the world? How hard is it to replace us in the world for making that product? Hmm. So, in other words, what makes us different from everything else? And if you're following that, yes, that is the law of compensation. And it does show because you'll start to get the rewards, which means you'll get people starting to come to you. You'll start, success always has to come first before the money. So people will start coming to you. They will start buying your product. They will start, or if with a ball, they'll start buying your product. If you're a service that offers you, like I offer myself, people will start coming to you. They'll fill your classes. They'll come to your events. And then that shows that you are on the way to success. And also, this is the important thing. Are you happy? Because you can start with any business, but if you're not happy, then it's not the right business for you. If you're finding it a drudgery, then it's not the right business for you. That's the important thing. It's always the important thing. So that's the law of compensation. And yes, the rewards are when you start to see everything clicking. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it takes some time because we have to grow into our business. We have to become the vision we want to be in the business.
Oh, I love that. We have to become the vision. Yeah. That we want to see. I want to highlight that. We have to become, I love that you put that step first because a lot of people think it's the other way around, but we have to become what is the vision. Yes.
Yeah. Because everything happens within us. People don't seem to realize that.
Yeah.
You know, how we relate to the world, how we deal with the obstacles of the business, do we deal with them? This is a really good one. Do you deal in your life and in your business, do you deal with these things that happen as obstacles or challenges? And they're different. Obstacles stand in your way. Challenges mean I can conquer it.
Oh, so that's neat.
How do you feel about that? Do you feel like they're giant rocks you can't get past? Or is it just something that if I do it right, I can get right through it?
Oh, I like that. I don't think I've really actually thought about it, though. I love thinking about words so much, and you were giving me so many words today. I want to jump on one word, and I know you have another exercise to offer to us, and I have no idea if this word's going to go with that or not, but I love that one of the things of the law of compensation was what makes us different or being replaced. Like, can we be replaced? Can the thing be replaced? Because, and this is a big one for me, that was my word 2 weeks ago. I always pick a word kind of for my theme. And as we were moving my dad out of a home he's been there for 30 years plus, we had to make a lot of decisions. Could this be replaced? Do we need to keep it? Can we get rid of it? Can we donate it? What was the replaceable factor? And that was huge when you have to, we wanted to shrink him down to a very manageable, like, room, let's say, from a whole house. And so that was the question. Right. And a lot of people have to do that in their souls. They have to say, if I have, 30 years of ideas and beliefs, which ones are replaceable, and which ones are like, no, I absolutely firmly believe that, and it serves me, and it feels good, it makes me happy. Yes, I just love that you said that. So does your exercise that you want to do, does that have, like, what is the next exercise? I'm so excited.
Oh, this one came from when you said, you have all these different ideas. And I'm an idea person. I can sit down and come up with 30 exercises in 10 minutes. Yes. I just am. And you think, oh, isn't she lucky? Because I can't come up. No, folks. It's actually very hard because all those ideas, they come and they go in and out of my mind so fast, and I can't decide which one. And if I move further down the road, I'll forget them. Okay? So it's kind of just as bad as not having any ideas. So I had to learn, and I learned this terrific, wonderful tool. And it can do two things. It can help somebody like me who has 50 million ideas, or it can help somebody who doesn't, because it gets your creative juices going. Ooh. So, and I put a bowl on my table or on my counter, and then with sheets of paper beside it, and I cut up the papers in like little squares or little triangles or rectangles or whatever, and then I just leave them there with a pen. And then every time I walk by, I think to myself, what idea do I have? And I let my creative mind go. Now, I'm writing 5 ideas, but maybe you're just writing 1 idea. And you write it down and you put it in there. That's a creative juice. You just started going. Every time you walk by, you write down an idea for a business, or how to get your business to the next level, or how you get your relationship to where you want to be, or how do you even see the relationship? What are your core values? You can even do it for that. You walk by and think, what do I really want my family to believe when they grow up? What do I want them to look back at? You write it down every time you walk by and put it in. And then at the end of the week, you pull out the ones and you look at each one and you think, how do I feel about that? Do I want to take it on? Is it true? Do I really want that? And you'll get into your sacred space and you'll feel it. And you'll just know by your stomach or your shoulders or how you feel in general that these are the ideas you want to implement right now. And you want to apply to your life or your business. It's a wonderful tool. It helps to organize the mind, and it helps to spur your creativity and expansion.
That's beautiful. I feel like you've given a sacred space to your ideas. The idea bowl. I love it.
Yeah, the idea bowl. Yeah, that's that's a fun idea.
That is so neat. So I want to just let everybody know we definitely have some time here, but so you offer courses, you do online, you do in person, you do all things, but you are also quite the little speaker, young lady. You have your own radio show yourself, 30-minute moments, and I was so lucky to be a guest on there last week. Thank you for that.
You were a fabulous guest.
Those moments were fast moments, but you're also going to be doing a keynote speech. You're a keynote speaker, and you'll be doing a speech at something called One Soul Expo in Boise, Idaho, which I will be emceeing. So we're both going to be down there in July. Can you give us a sneak peek? Maybe you don't even. I don't know if you have your speech written, but what could we expect to hear or be inspired to be motivated if we came all the way out there just to see you and hear, what are we going to get from you?
Well, Well, what I am going to be speaking about is living from that wonderful place of the soul. And giving ways, like I just gave you 2 and I have more, to get you to tap in. And the exercise we're going to do right there so that you can start to feel it. And you'll get to feel it 2 times because when I open, I get that soul activated right away. And then I'll talk about it, and then we'll do it again. So you will start to feel that creativity just happening. And when I'm talking, and you're going to work with others a little bit too, it's going to be a little interactive because you're going to help somebody open their soul up to you too. And so it's fun. And it's not like truth or dare, folks. It's joy and opening and feeling this mass creation, okay? So you don't have to be afraid you're going to say something that
right.
You can say, no, it's not that at all. That's your ego. That's your old thought. No. This is all joy, compassion, love, expression, and expansion. That's all the soul is about. Nothing else.
And
so
then
you will enjoy it immensely.
I can tell that you're a mom, and this is where you're getting your nurture from because you said it so perfectly. You're going to talk about it first, explain it, then talk about it, and then do it again. I was like, yep, there's the mom. There's the nurturer. She knows her ways.
Make sure you got it.
Yes. It's so funny that you bring up the game Truth or Dare because I there's always 2 things that I definitely don't want to ever participate. And I've never in my life, which was Truth or Dare, because that's just, it's almost like you're almost asking somebody to make fun of themselves or make, reveal something that they're not comfortable. It's such a horrible thing. And then also people say, would you rather this or this? And it's usually between 2 horrible things. And I'm like, why would I ever pick? Like, it's just an awful thing to have to do. And
exactly. Oh, I hate it. Yeah. I'm not going to do Truth or Dare. It's not that at all. At all. I don't like that.
No, exactly. Now, so you've got the second book out. It is called The Prison Effect. And who would be the most perfect person to pick that up and really feel something for themselves?
It's the person who is just wanting more out of their life. It's, you can apply the tools to anything in your life, business or personal, but I'll tell you what, it is for the person who's saying, enough is enough. I want to feel the happiness. I want to get out of this circumstance that I feel like I'm stuck. But you're not really. I hate to tell you, but you're really, really not. And how do I get out? But how do I get out and grow? There's 2 ways to get out of anything. Okay? There's 2 ways. And unfortunately, we have the ones that are bitter and angry. Yes. People didn't treat me right. That boss didn't treat me right. My husband didn't treat me right. The kids didn't treat me right. Somebody didn't treat me right. So you've got the bitterness. Or you can thrive. You can get out thinking, I want the best for all. I want the best for all. And how do I practice that? How do I grow while I'm getting out of my circumstance or growing or achieving a business? How do I thrive and become the best person I can be? And that's why the Prison Effect, the book The Prison Effect, is so good for you, because it'll teach you how to do that.
I feel like everybody should get that book now. I love how you really pointed out. It's not just I got to get out. I've got to get out and grow. And I can say that I've been in that relationship and a few times, unfortunately, where I go, I just got to get out. I just got to get out. And it might have been accompanied with like, I just want to be happy. I want to be happy, so I got to get out. But I think that you've added on the most perfect next statement, which is more evolved and more conscious and more heart-centered, is I got to get out. I want to be happy, and I want to grow, and I want to thrive, and I want to be able to support others in doing so. And I love that you use the word bitter, because a lot of people will finally get out of the job they hate, the relationship they don't want, the situation, the family, and then they're angry and they blame, or they're a victim, now you're in another prison.
Yes, you are. And you create other prisons from that, believe it or not, because what you think, what you believe, that's your reality. So if you think you're going to be bitter and angry at everyone, you'll get more people in your life that are either angry or will cause you to be angry. That's the law of attraction, folks, right there.
Yeah.
All these laws. But it is the law of attraction. So you will get that. But It makes sense. Who wants to be around you?
Right.
Other people who are hurt or other people who want to hurt you. But if you are not in that, you don't want to be a part of that. You don't want to deal with that at all. So it makes total sense.
And I think you have done this so beautifully in your life, and I can see that that's why, whether it be in Savvy Sisterhood or they just come to you or just me just getting to talk to you, you have definitely attracting the people who at least want to speak from the soul. They want to nurture their souls. And that's why right now I want to do a big invitation for anybody. You can feel it. I know if you're listening, you feel that you need to nurture your soul. And now I think you've identified. Please reach out. Please reach out and find Alena. It's Alena Chapman, Alena Chapman, Savvy Sisterhood. She's all on Facebook there as well. But Alena, I want to thank you, and I'm going to give you 30 seconds to wrap up, but I just want to thank you ahead of time. Thank you.
Okay. I just want to let them know, Savvy Sisterhood, you can go right to Facebook and click joinsavvysisterhood.com, and it'll take you right there. Join Savvy with 2 V's. And then if you want to learn anything more about me, you can go to AlenaChapmanLife.com. That's my website. I have lots of stuff there. And then you can always contact me. I'm very accessible. It's right there on the website.
Okay? Or they can all come and visit us at one Soul Expo in Boise, Idaho, in July, so July 13th, 14th. So we have a lot of invitations, and I'm so happy that you share this time with us. Thank you so much, Alena. I just adore you. I just love you.
I love you too. Thank you so much, and thank you everyone for listening. I hope it helps you in your journey. All right. Well, thank you.
Okay, we'll talk to you guys all soon. Okay, thanks everyone. Bye.